West Coast Conference hoops after dark. St. Mary's at Gonzaga. Kind of weird to not see a number next to either of these teams, but neither is ranked in the top 25 of the AP poll right now. 10:30 p.m. Eastern time tip-off on ESPN, as I like to say, not East Coast dad friendly. Eli, you do have St. Mary's ranked in your top 25 at number 24. You do not have Gonzaga ranked at the moment. I'm kind of curious where this spread is going to kind of land, but I am also curious where you think this matchup is going to be in your mind, because I might take St. Mary's here after they burned me a decent amount in the non-conference. So after you kind of give your breakdown here, I'll give you the projected spread and total over at Haslametrics.
Yeah, I make it closer to Gonzaga -2, so I'm not surprised that you like St. Mary's, and they're playing to the preseason expectation that maybe you were betting them to in non-conference play. 10th ranked adjusted defensive efficiency since mid-December. Augustus Marshallonis has really come on as the Robin to maybe Mahaney's Batman. He has been consistent over the last couple games scoring-wise, which is what you weren't getting from him in non-conference play, and which is kind of why they were struggling on top of their defensive issues, which never happens typically under a Randy Bennett-led team. The question is for Gonzaga. Similar to Kansas, similar to Kentucky, can you leak out in transition? Because St. Mary's allows the lowest assist-to-field goal ratio in West Coast Conference play. Gonzaga thrives off of getting to the rim. And with that said, conversely, in the half court, they rank in the first percentile. First percentile. That's bad for those of you who don't know the difference between 99th and first percentile.
Yeah, that's the bottom.
Right. That's the bottom in isolation scoring. So if Gonzaga is forced into the half court and they can't leak out in transition, get those fast break opportunities, St. Mary's should win this game. But obvious home court advantage at the Kennel, which is why I have my hesitation to maybe back St. Mary's in a good home spot for Gonzaga, despite those issues in the half court for the Zags. And the other thing that I want to bring up here, similar to Duke, and Brandon Marks may bring up this point too with UNC Duke as well. I brought this up with UNC Georgia Tech. Gonzaga did a great job of throwing some full court pressure against St. Mary's last year, and some zone looks for that matter. Will that be an issue for St. Mary's offense in the half court, even though they've been much better against lower tier competition so far in WCC play? So a lot of different angles, which I think we're going to get a great game, but it makes me steer away from it from a betting standpoint.
Haslametrics makes the spread Gonzaga -6. Ken Palm at 5. Over under in this one for Haslametrics around 136. If I'm getting a full two possessions on St. Mary's, it's going to be hard for me not to bet the Gales here, Eli. Gonzaga does not attempt a lot of three-pointers. They are 258th in three-point field goal attempt rate. Top 15 in mid-range and near proximity field goal percentage. And I think St. Mary's actually matches up well in that regard this year against Gonzaga. St. Mary's is 38th and 6th in mid-range and near proximity field goal percentage defense. And furthermore, everything Gonzaga basically does well in this version of the Zags offensively, St. Mary's seems well equipped to defend. They are first, the Zags, that is, offensively, first in effective field goal percentage, turnover percentage, 2-point field goal percentage in conference play. St. Mary's top 2 defensively in all those categories. Meanwhile, for St. Mary's offense, 5th in the nation offensive rebounding percentage, number 1 in West Coast Conference play. St. Mary's 3-point field goal shooting has also vastly improved from the non-conference schedule where they took a lot of my money. They were 241st in D1 on the season in 3-point field goal shooting. So not good at all if you look at the full body of their work. But number 1 in conference play in 3-point field goal shooting. So this has been a different team once we've turned the calendar year here. And overall, rim and 3 rate, you know I love the stat. St. Mary's 23rd in the nation, Gonzaga only 219th. So even though this game is in Spokane, I think 6 would be too many for this version of St. Mary's, Eli. I still think too much of the non-conference performances from St. Mary's is being baked into the market at the moment.
And no, that's a good point. So if you get Marshallonis hitting threes and Mahaney just attacking this Gonzaga pick and roll defense nonstop like he did last year, and even though EK provides a little bit more rim protection than what the Zags had a year ago, still not an elite rim defense by any stretch. So I don't blame you for taking 2 possessions here.